Buenos Dias Gunners Collective. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict, right? As you can tell by today's thumbnail, indubitably, yes indeed, his name's being spoken on. Motherfuckers was getting at me about this individual, and I don't even know this cat, man. But I do know of this cat. I do know about him. I do know what he's been into. So I'm going to put it out there. Let's put it out there. SPM, right? Southpark Mexican, Carlos Coy. Everybody knows a story. If you don't know a story, I'm going to give you the rundown, the quick rundown. This individual, man, actually, and what people don't know, in a menudo style and direct fashion, I'm going to give it to you. Started out as a Christian rapper. He started out as a Christian rapper and quickly recognized that he had the skills, quickly recognized that he was actually a decent rapper, and he was of Mexicano descent, right? Being from Texas, out there in Houston, Texas, there's a lot of Latinos, a lot of Tejanos, right? And there wasn't very many at that time in the early 90s in the rap game. You know, so when this guy and his brother came out, they basically put rap on the map for Houston. Now, I will say that there were some little rappers here and there, but no one that sold as much as this guy or no one that was as big as him, right? Now, I'm not trying to give shine to his name because we all know how the fucking story ends up, right? The Vato is known as a predator, a weirdo, a chomo, call him what you want. At the end of the day, I don't condone anything that goes on with this man, but I'm going to speak on it just because his name's being brought up time and time again. They're sliding in my DMs about some movie or this and that, and I'm going to clean all that perception up right now because Husky got me fucked up. Bang, bang. Those of you that know the gun know I don't condone anything these people do. I don't promote nothing they do. I don't get down like that, man. I'm a grown man. I have children. I have my reasons behind it. Okay, I don't like it. Sasuke, it's not good. It's not a good look, man. It's the bottom and the scum of the earth. It's the gum that sticks to your shoe. Sasuke, hey, there's gum stuck to my shoe. Is that gum or is that cagada? It's the same thing because it's sticky and it smells. Okay, now Trip. This guy, like I said, man, out of Houston, Texas, started a label called Dope House Records, right? And everybody back in the early 90s was bumping this guy, man. You weren't on planet Earth as a Chicano if you weren't feeling his music, man. This man was talented when it came to the rap game. He just had that. There's something you can't explain certain people have, right? And he had that. He had them lyrics. He just had that sparkle, right? Now, at the same time, this man was just starting to start out. He was starting to drop lyrics, starting to drop albums, and was being very noticed, man. He was all over the music scene. He was making money. He was being noticed by people in California, Northern and Southern California. And being not affiliated with North or South, he was able to wiggle and do a lot of business. Okay, so at the same time, everything was good. This man was on top of the world. He was coming up. He was playing every nightclub, every show, making money, dropping album for album. Now, at the same time that this was going on, the one thing that always leads people into destruction are two things when it comes to a man. Money or women. But those could be everybody's downfall. In this guy's case, it wasn't even a woman, it was a kid. But we'll get to that, right? So, or it could have been a woman. No one ever knows. No one will know but him, that woman, and that kid. And we'll get to all that. But anyway, Sasuke, this Vato was doing big things in Houston. He actually created, and a lot of people don't understand, man, that he was very instrumental in the raza coming together out there in Houston, Texas. He actually started a thing called the Raza Unity, you know, a day of unity. He was instrumental in that. I'm not going to say that that was solely him, but it's called the Day of Unity. It's still celebrated to this day. It's something he was very instrumental in, and it's bringing a lot of the people, all the Latinos, Tejanos together on that Day of Unity. So that's something that he did do that was positive. Again, man, I don't condone this man. I'm not promoting him and trying to fucking clean up what he did. So let's get at the end of the day, he's considered a piece of shit. Okay? And we're going to run with that. But at the same time, man, you can't deny the fact that this motherfucker was on top of the rap game in Texas. On top of the rap game as a Latino, period. I mean, to this day, man, you cruise around and you still hear people bumping his music. I'm like, that motherfucker over there indubitably bumping a chomo, right? But it is what it is. He's not on my rotation. I don't listen to his music. I'm not going to push his agenda. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here daily and constantly think about the man. He's not on my fucking mente. He's not running on my mind. And I'm not fucking, I just could care less about him, right? Of course, I'm going to utilize this one spill right here to clean some shit up because people got a bad misconception and a bad perception of me when dealing with this individual. First and foremost, I don't know him personally. I've never met this individual personally. I don't know him like that. If anyone knows him, they know my channel and they know my first channel. I've always said I don't fuck with SPM, period, man. He's not my style. Of course, they call him SPM because he's considered Southpark Mexican, coming from the neighborhood of Southpark, which is located in Houston, Texas, right? He took that name and made a derivative and made it Southpark Mexican, SPM. Okay, a lot of people do that. They, just like the Vato GB from Merced, he took his hood, Ghetto Boys, and changed his name to GB. People do that all the time. They're proud of their neighborhood. They're proud of where they're from. They're proud of their historia or their cultura, whatever the case may be, and they run with that. That's what this individual did in this case. Okay, so being out there in Houston, he was very well known, very admired, very admonished, and all that. Basically, man, he was having it his way. So, of course, when you're having it your way, what do? You're young, you got money, you got feria, you're well known, you're respected, man, you got dope lyrics. You hit them club scenes, you hit them clubs, man. You're doing whatever you feel like you want to do, when you want to do it, at the exact time you want to do it, because you can do it like that, right? And that's what this guy was doing, man. He was playing show after show, hitting club scenes, and he had a big following. For anyone that remembers in the 90s, Dope House Records was popping. You know, they had several artists signed. I know Baby Bash was doing a lot of collaborations with them. Baby Bash being from Vallejo, California. He had a big following out there in Houston, Texas, because he was out there in Texas wiggling. And then, of course, Gold Toes from the Bay Area did end up meeting Carlos Coy eventually, Southpark Mexican, and do business with them. This is way before this man got caught up on this wild case, which we're going to touch on, and I'm not going to justify his actions or justify what he did, because at the end of the day, once you're convicted, you're considered a piece of shit to me, and that's it, plain and simple, period, man. I don't give a fuck what you said you did or didn't do, man. Until you get a fucking appeal, and that's rolls up off your jacket, you are what you are. Dispensa la tira, man. You were judged. They said you're guilty, so let's get. I'm going to have to run with that. Paperwork don't lie. Now, at the end of the day, people like Gold Toes, who is an entrepreneur in Northern California, did business with him. But you got to understand, this business was way before he caught these funny acts. So the homie, Gold Toes, didn't know exactly what was going on with this guy. Okay? And he played an intricate part into Gold Toes' life, man. At a time and place when Gold Toes was probably at his lowest or needed to get somewhere and was making music, man, this man helped him out. This guy was instrumental and they helped each other out, right? Make music. Okay, now nothing wrong with that. You got to understand at this time he was a solid individual. Goto stayed solid, and they did a lot of business together, being two pioneers, one from Northern California, the other from Texas, man. It just seemed like a fucking a miracle. It just seemed like the perfect match, you know? Being the collaboration together of Texas and Califas has never been a bad thing, man. Two Golden States shining. You know what it is, man. Put us on rewind, man, because we always on the grind. They was putting paint where there wasn't. Putting paint where there ain't. You feel me? Trying to be entrepreneurs, trying to be people in the game to establish something for the Latino people, for the cultura, for the Chicano culture as well as the Tejano culture. This is what that was, right? It was merely a business association that developed into a friendship. Now, you need to understand at that point in time, right, shit started going down. You know, a younger kid, a girl, man, I'm not going to say her age because I don't want to dwell on that, but it's just not righteous, came to the forefront and had some accusations about this guy, Southpark Mexican. Now, you got to think to yourself, this motherfucker Southpark Mexican's out there wiggling, humps. He got bitches twerking and shit. He doing his thing, right? He's out there in the clubs in Houston. And for anyone that's ever been out there in Texas, man, because I done hit a couple clubs one time from my mind. You know, my mentality was on bang, bang. It was going down out there. It was a little bit different. Everything's bigger in Texas, right? It was going down. They out there on some carne asada. And in that fashion. Anyways, motherfuckers was out there. He was out there in the club scene. So you would think to yourself, man, someone that's having the money, having the fame, should be having all the bitches, right? But at the same time, whatever led him to what he did, man, is his own mind state, is his own mentality. He could be a sick individual, and I believe most people that get caught up in those situations always were that. They're just sick individuals, man. They don't care. They think they're going to get away with it, or they just don't give a fuck, man. At the same time, they think that they're big balling and shot calling. They could do whatever they want, man, whatever they feel is necessary in their life that makes them feel some type of way. Anyways, he got caught up on a situation where this young girl accused him of impregnating her. Okay, now his story was that he didn't know she was that age. She was in the club, so how was he to know? He figured she worked there. She was a dancer in the club. she should have been righteously some type of age, man. That wasn't on him, that was on them. But Sasuke, can't you tell? That's my thing. Can't you tell a little girl from I don't know, can't call her like an alcoholic. I know Sasuke, I ain't gonna be doing nothing like that in the first place. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need your identification. I'm gonna need your social security card. I'm gonna need your parents' address. Sasuke, I don't give, but my parents are 70 years old. Sasuke, run that. Hey, yeah, is this her Fito? Hey, how old's your daughter? She's 39? You're lying. Now you're lying. Yeah. Hey, is this her tío? Hey, watcha. What do they call you? Oh, they call you Gabacho? Hey, Gabacho, trip out. Yeah, I know you. You're wet with green eyes and shit. They call you. Hey, how old's your niece? She's 38. Oh no, that don't gel. You said 38. Her dad said 39. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and let that go. Bing bang, bitch. You got to do it pushing, right? I don't care, because at the same time, if the ends don't meet and shit doesn't come to what it's supposed to come to, it's not gonna work out for the gun. Bang bang, and in that fashion, plain and simple, and period. Okay, it's just the way it's gonna go down. But he decided to run with it. Like I said, I don't know that man's story. I don't give a fuck about what his thinking was or his mentality was at that time, because it's not me. Do I condone it? Do I think it was right? Fuck no, right? But at the same time, again, it wasn't me, and I don't push that propaganda and I don't push that agenda on nobody's homes, right? But he did that. He ended up impregnating this chick. She came out of the woodworks later on when he got accused of something else. Now, Sasuke, shame me once. Okay, could possibly be, some bullshit. Shame me twice, Sasuke. You got me feeling like Bush around this motherfucker. Shame me 3 times, you're out. Bata, you're out. 3 strikes, basura. Throw the garbage out, okay? So here again, man, he gets accused of, I guess he was having some type of sleepover with his younger daughter, and she had a friend that came over, and the friend accused him of touching her while she was asleep. You motherfucking dirty bastard, right? If you did that, you're a dirtbag, and I hope they fucking book you. Straight up, period, plain and simple. I don't give a fuck about none of that. Those type of individuals need to be locked up for, they don't even need to be locked up. So let's take them on Fantasy Island and burn it down. The plane, it's on fire, bitch, right? And in that fashion. But at the same time, of course, this guy had his story saying, Chale, I didn't do that. The jefita, the mom, was feeling some type of way because I wasn't feeling her. So she made her daughter and a couple other kids say this and that. And it was a back and forth thing. And no one will ever know, man. But like I said, at the end of the day, when you're convicted or you take that case, you take a plea deal or whatever the case might be, you're done. Dispensa la tira. But it's a mistake. It's a mistake you can't make. I've said it before. These mistakes in life, I'm sorry, you put yourself in a bad situation. But it would be, you don't even understand. It's because I was famous. And then the jefita, when she wanted to give me a one night, and I wasn't feeling her, man. So she tried to put a case on me. Well, she did put a case on you, and it stuck. So obviously there was enough evidence to make it stick, right? That's what you have to think about, ladies and gentlemen. When you're going to court, and I know a lot of people here haven't went to court, and a lot of people have, man. They've been, caught up, been in prison, been in jail, been in wherever you've been. And at the same time, I've been through a lot of trials or a lot of fucking trials and tribulations. And I will say that usually 9 times out of the 10, you're guilty. 9 times out of the 10. You know, all these people, you got a lot of people in prison, but I'm innocent, gun. See, that's what it is. People like you, man, you don't even give us a chance. Nah, motherfucker. You've had plenty of chances. Were you innocent the other 9 times that you were out there robbing fucking Walmarts? Well, see, that was different. So I needed deodorant. Well, you saw this kid, go get a job at Labor Ready and get you some deodorant, puto. And in that fashion. But it is what it is. That's petty crime. That's a criminal, man. That's solid. You know, if a motherfucker's out there stealing motherfucking some Kotex because his old lady don't have none from Walmart, that's understandable. You know what I mean? But if you're out there doing anything weird that involves women or children, man, you're considered a piece of cagada. Mierda. Straight chorro. The wet kind, right? And this is what that man was accused of. Now, I remember when it happened in the 90s, I was incarcerated, man. So I was hearing about it. It was a pretty big case, man. And everybody had their own story on it. Everybody had their own opinion. Everybody was like, Charlie, that fool wouldn't do that. That fool didn't need to do that. She says, fool, that's Southpark Mexican. So yeah, his third wish was to rock the world. I was over there and told her, I done as they done. Nah, I don't know about it. I said, nah, hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some gun in it. I'm going to tell you right now. If the man is convicted, if the man had a trial by his peers, if a man, there was a lot, the kid went up there, babosos, and said he did that. But she's only kidding. No, she wasn't kidding. She wasn't lying, man. Have some sympathy for the victim, man. Don't only think about this guy because he can rap good. Fuck him and his rap music. Straight up, bang, bang, and in that fashion. That's how I feel. Now, that's the way I perceive it. That's my opinion. Okay, I don't condone it, but that guy did a lot for the raza. Guess what, man? He shit on the raza when he did something like that because that only made us look bad. You know what I mean? He's damned if he do and damned if he don't. Guess what? Fuck him, and in that fashion, I don't condone it. But you don't even, you're just judging a guy by a book on his cover. Well, I don't give a fuck about the guy by his book on his cover. You didn't even say it right, puto. I don't even care about none of that. Sounds gay? I don't have to read that book to know it don't end right. You know what I mean? It didn't end good for him, Spencer. Now, of course, I could be totally off base and I could be totally wrong because a lot of people have said in their feelings, in their opinion, that they think that the mom was lying, it was this, it was that. But Samsky, you got a younger girl pregnant already. Right? There's strike one. You know what I mean? You don't fuck up, right? Come on, you don't. I'm 55. You done fucked up, right? And then again, you get accused, and then a couple other more come on, Sasuke. Come on, man. If the shoe fits, wear it. Jello pudding pop. Or did Bill Cosby look? You know what I mean? Stop it, R. Kelly. I believe I can fly. Yeah, you're gonna fucking fly out a window if I see you. And in that fashion. Okay, so let's fast forward. 2021, 22. Okay? We see on Instagram, man, that the homeboy Go Toes, man. I say the homeboy, man. Because he's righteously from up north in Northern California, man, dropping them dope rhymes, man. Instrumental in Burner's career, instrumental in San Quinn's career, instrumental in Woody's career, and just instrumental in a lot of talented Mac Dre, a lot of rappers from up north, you know, as well as down south. He's starting to wiggle down south and pushes that unity, black and brown, in a real way. Just a righteous man all the way around, man. An entrepreneur, an innovator, someone that owns his own business, someone that helps people out there on the streets, someone that's, you know, pushes still out there in Houston, Texas, man, that day of unity, keeps it rocking. And basically is the man that now owns most of the, not owns, but has signed most of those artists off Dope House Records, man, just to keep the memory alive of what that label was pushing. Not necessarily the agenda of what SPM was pushing, but of what that label was pushing at that time in the 90s. Because, man, they were rocking some shit, okay? Just a businessman, you know, a businessman, and has decided to make a movie. You know, a movie called 17 Reasons. Okay? Based on his life and what led him up into that point of making that compilation 17 Reasons, which everybody knows that's from Northern California, was a big deal. It was a game changer in black and brown relations. This man started Black and Brown Entertainment. This man is now the man when it comes to Thiz Latin, hooked up with J D's, the Mac and all that. He just got a lot going on for the Latino community, man. You see him all over his posts, man. Posted with the United Players, man, that do a lot for the unity, a lot for the raza, just a lot for the gente, man. And I commend that man, and I give him my utmost respect because I see the way he's wiggling. Okay, so in order to tell his story, SPM played an intricate part into that. At the same time this man was coming up, they had some willings, they had some dealings. Okay, when it came to all that other shit, man, I know Toast took a step back because guess what? At the same time, that's that man's business, right? You know, at one point in time, they were close friends. They did a lot of business together. They supported each other. But when someone gets caught up in that, I don't give a fuck if it's my own brother. Motherfucker, give me fucking 10 feet, right? You got to back on up before I check your chin. So that's what Toast did, was back on up from that. That's that man's business, man. I supported you through this. I supported you through that. Motherfucker, I can't support you through no shit like that, right? And I don't know his opinion. I'm just speaking. You know, he could possibly be real good friends with him or possibly be not. But at the same time, knowing the type of character that Gotos is and knowing the get down and how he wiggles, man, especially being from the area where I'm from, man, he's like, man, fuck you, bitch, right? Do a pushing. But in order to tell the story, in order to do this movie, of course, man, SPM played an intricate part. So yes, there is a little part in the movie that shows SPM back in the 90s, man. It's a flash in the pan. It's not like fucking, oh, he's promoting this guy. He's giving him his shine. That motherfucker ain't going to make a crummian out of this shit, right? But in order to tell the story legitimately and real, you know, of course there's going to be a little part with SPM in it. But people are saying, Gunner, you're condoning that shit. You're helping him shine. You're making a movie with the Chomo. Man, that motherfucker ain't going to be nowhere within 1,000 motherfucking yards of that shit, right? He better not be, because if I see him, I'm going to slap the motherfucking taste right out of his fucking earlobe. Sauce is going to go from his mouth to his earlobe, come out. For those of you that didn't understand. Bang, bang. Menudo, right? I'm not playing about that, man. I'm a firm believer in my stance when it comes to that, and I'm always going to believe that. Nothing could ever change my mind. This motherfucker could tomorrow, they could find him innocent. He didn't do it. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, hip hop, hooray, oh. Hey, when you making a new album? They're going to say, Gun, are you going to bump him now? I'm going to say, fuck no. Why? That still don't change the fact that he got that little girl pregnant. But that was a mistake. She died. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck, right? I don't care. He touched a little girl at one point in time, whether he knew it or not. And that's enough for me. Okay, that makes me feel how I feel. So at the end of the day, that's my firm belief, and I'm gonna always roll with that. I just wanted to clear up some misconception because lately, man, I've been having these trolls and I've been having all these motherfuckers. It's not that it affects me, vale verga. But you know, at the end of the day, vergote. It's not that it really matters. But, you know, people are getting a big misconception on myself as well as Toes, man. Thinking that he's doing business with this individual or thinking that I have something to do with that. I have nothing to do with nothing, man. I'm merely an advisor, man. When it comes to that movie, man, that shit, I don't know that shit. Where's my money at, right? I ain't getting no sack. I ain't getting no motherfucking bolsita. Saca la bolsita, Toes, right? We ain't even doing business like that, man. Our relationship ain't even like that. Okay? I know of him. He knows of me, and we're going to do it pushing like that and in that fashion. But at the end of the day, man, people think, oh, all of a sudden, if you're going to have anything to do with that, you're condoning this fucking weirdo. No, I ain't condoning no weirdo. I don't get down like that. Fuck that dude in that fashion, man. I don't even like making this video, but at the same time, man, gracias. I love the views. I ain't going to lie, man. I'm going to keep it real. See, unlike these other motherfuckers that sit here and sugarcoat shit and lie to you, I'm not. No added preservatives in my Kool-Aid. Different flavors, same taste. You know what it is, man, whether it be pink lemonade or charcoal-berry fin. We're going to get down one time for your mind. And in that fashion, right? Anyways, at the end of the day, man, I just wanted to clear that misconception up and say, yes, back in the days, this motherfucker was an innovator. Yes, back in the days, this motherfucker did do a lot for the raza. Yes, back in the days, man, he did have some dope lyrics, right? But nowadays, he's and in that fashion. And it's always going to be like that. And there's nothing he could do to change my mentality or a lot of other people's. At the end of the day, I don't wish no one no hatred. I don't wish no one no ill will. But at the same time, fuck him. And in that fashion, that's just my opinion. Anyways, I hope that you move fast with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about pushing for your familia. Don't do no weird shit unless you're a weirdo. And if you're a weirdo, I hope you get murked. Bang, bang. And in that fashion, the gun. Man, fuck that dude talking about I condone him. Fuck SPM.